What's up? 2 people? I'm honored. Welcome, welcome. My name is DubDigital. I do this twice a week. I get up on here. I talk about crypto twice a week. Tuesdays, Thursdays, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I kick it with the crypto homies. We have a good time. What's up, everybody? How are you doing? Just real quick, if you follow me on, I'm simultaneously streaming. I've upped my game like that. So I'm streaming on X and YouTube. If you're joining me on YouTube, I'm happy to have you. I always am. Make sure to follow me on X. Because if I can't show my stuff, what's the point, y'all? There it is. Make sure to show up, show out. Also, if you're following me on X, welcome, welcome, X fam. We're happy to have you as well. Make sure to follow me on my YouTube channel. Give me 1 second. I'll drop the link. There I am. Bang. 6 people. Wow. Blessed. How you guys feeling? Happy Thursday. The weekend is so close. So close. You're almost there. Come on. You can do it. Just one more day. You're good. Let me see what's up with the people, and then we're going to get into talking about crypto. If you guys are new, this is very collaborative. It's very community-based. I like to interact. We vibe off each other. I like that. So, been looking forward to your stream the whole day, bro. Thank you. Thank you for showing up, showing out. HBAR Barbarian. My bad, man. I got a thing with spelling and reading. It's not my strongest suit. If you guys couldn't tell. But you know, like, when I was a kid, and I was like, hey, what's the point of this? I got spell check. Well, I gotta learn cursive for. Didn't get it. And you know what? The world supported my viewpoint. Welcome. Nice to see you in those initious times. Wow. That's a vocab word, man. You helped me to feel better. Thanks. Oh, thanks, man. I'm glad I can do that for someone. You know, like, I know how it is. You know, crypto is very, depends how much you look at the stuff, to be honest. That's the one thing I've noticed. I used to be glued to the charts, glued to the news. Just, what's going on? Up, down, up, down. Man, as I've gotten older in this game, I've noticed the value of stepping back sometimes. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm feeling a little anxious. I'm going to go over there and do something else. Because, to be honest, crypto ain't going nowhere. It's not like it's going to disappear if you stop looking at it. And to be honest, sometimes it's easier for your mental. What's better for your mental is typically the best thing you got to do in crypto. Because most of the time, crypto is down. Most of the time it is. For a short split second of time, it goes up a lot. And that's great. You know, but for the most of the time, it sucks. It's bad for your mental health to be glued to crypto 24/7. So if you guys don't have any hobbies, go learn something. YouTube's perfect for that. Learn anything you want on YouTube. Just go and do that for a little bit. That's my best bear market advice I can give you, to be quite honest. Sup, Dub? Got your bags packed? Rocket Red Countdown Liftoff. Flat Smack was good. How you been? How's it going? You been biking a lot, huh? I like that. I like that. Man, bags are packed. Bags have been packed. I mean, I don't go anywhere without packing my crypto bags, you know, but it's about time for that liftoff. But I think we have one more downturn. If you guys have been following my live streams, I think we're going to have one more downturn. It's okay. Whatever. There's some news in the, news. I guess that's redundant. There was some news that got published today about how FTX plans to repay their creditors in full, which is a big deal. Big deal. And now I got an email from Celsius today, pretty much stating that they're coming out of bankruptcy and they're starting to do their payouts. So that's interesting. See, one of the biggest problems with the downturn in crypto was the bankruptcies that occurred from FTX. FTX was like a black hole, just used all customers' funds, used exchanges' funds, used crypto lending services funds, and just blew it. And it just blew up. And everyone's money went away. People who had their money in the crypto lending lost their money. You know, the exchanges lost their money. There was just so much liquidity in the space, it just evaporated. So the black hole is now going to be making everyone whole. And when that happens, a lot of that liquidity that just disappeared should be coming back. And there's some, I will say, rumors that Luna isn't completely dead, right? There's still, Binance is still burning their supply. It's going to be very interesting to see if UST ever gets repegged. Not saying that's going to happen, but I could just see a future where everyone thought all hope was lost, crypto was dead, but all of a sudden, magically, probably through like some kind of insurance schemes that SBF put together, that liquidity comes back. Starting to look that way, isn't it? 8 people, what's good? Almost everything down, man. Vodka for dinner again. Is it? I don't even know. Let's check it out together. I've been in this space, over 10 years now. Whatever, man. Whatever. You know where it's going to go. What do, Dub? How's the TA and the FA? It's good, man. It's good. Same old. We'll see. We'll look at it. I do this on the fly. I do this live, man. What are your top 5 picks for this bull run? Well, I mean, what are you looking for? Like, risk appetite wise? Because I have more than 5. I have 5 for everything you're going for, right? Like, blue chip, altcoin forest, mid cap, like, just let me know. That helps me kind of narrow it down, because not everyone's going to be interested in altcoin forest picks. Some people don't have the risk tolerance for that. DubD is on. My day just got better. Oh, thanks. You make me blush. XRP co-founder wallet was hacked, lost around 112 million. How did it get hacked? What was he storing it on? That's a better question. How did that hack happen? Where were they keeping it? Because I find it hard to believe they weren't on a hardware wallet. Typically, hardware wallets are compromised through social engineering. So, like, either it was an inside job or it was a phishing thing, but still, like, or unless they had some kind of crap security. Do you know how they lost it? Because that sounds sus. Let's see. Still sitting on a Luna and Luna Classic bag. Hope it pumps again. Yeah, me too, man. Wouldn't that be epic? It would be so epic. But to be honest, man, like, Luna and its algorithmic relationship is the thing that boosted so high, but it's the one thing that dropped it so low, right? That algo relationship between Luna and UST. So if it starts moving to the upside, man, that could be the biggest comeback in crypto. I keep saying that. I know everyone thinks I'm dumb for even thinking this. That's cool. People thought I was dumb when I bought Bitcoin in 2013. I'm used to people calling me dumb, but like, that'll be interesting to see, man. Like, people who bought that bottom, whew, that's going to be a lot of money if that plays out. 6 people, what's goody? Yeah, guys, I guess we can go ahead and look over the coin market cap. Why not? Let's get a taste of the market. 1 second. 7 people. Please hit the like button if you like me. If you don't like me, still hit the like button, please. I don't ask for your money, but it doesn't mean I don't appreciate a like. Windows. No, not that one, This one. Yes. Cool. Oh, dang. 1 second. Yeah, that works. Looks cool. All right. So Bitcoin 43,000 is down. I mean, not that down. And it went from like 33,200 to 33, my bad. That dyslexia kicking in. 43.2 to like 43 flat. Whatever. Nah, man, that's not down that bad. It's not. Who cares about that? That ain't nothing. I mean, we're still flirting around. I think we're going to have a larger drawback at some point, but just on the yearly chart, I just want to point this out. You see this inverse head and shoulders right here? After we come back and sit on the support line that was once resistance, I think that would be the last pullback. And, you know, typically there's a significant pullback before every single halving or around the halving. I don't think it's been before it every single time. But we can look at it on Bitcoin. Why not? I'll stop being lazy, man. Bitstamp. Yeah, I mean, like I said, on the weekly RSI, this thing is still around the oversold territory. Look at that chop happening coming in. Like, I just want to get you guys to know, like, if you think, so, like, my pops was an engineer, right? So, like, I think in terms of, like engineering principles, okay? So, when you think of buy pressure and sell pressure, think of it like fluid, right? So, when pressure is built up to the buy side, that means the forces are like, this pressure is overcoming gravity up to the point, or like whatever, overcoming the sell pressure until you start seeing these drops in red. Overcame again, drop. We had a significant blow off from 27 all the way to 43-ish, 44-ish. And you see how it's fighting. There's a lot of, I guess I could zoom up. Green candle, red candle, green candle. So obviously the forces between buying and selling are starting to even out, right? It's starting to go sideways. And when we look at the RSI down here, the relative strength index, it's also suggesting that this thing is more overbought than oversold. So realistically speaking, we're probably going to come back down to the downside, because this is the point of which the sell pressure is becoming greater or equaling or becoming greater than the buy pressure, right? But with that said, when you look at the monthly, I mean, it's kind of still in the same thing, right? We might have a little correction coming. That's why I'm saying, like, just get ready. But at the same time, though, I mean, you know how it goes. We're going to sit down here. We're probably going to be in this lull for a couple months. And then towards the mid to end of 2024, I think that correction will be over, and we'll start to do some exciting things more towards the top range right here. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you shouldn't expect a little correction along the way. That's probably going to come. But, you know, what's that going to do for me? What does that mean for me and my bags? I'm going to still keep my bags, man. Still going to keep my bags. Because sometimes Bitcoin, especially in bull runs, does things that aren't expected. And it fakes even like seasoned chartists out. Not even like me. Like people who do this for a living. Like get all their income from it, right? So basically, on the off chance that I'm wrong, I'm still in the game. But that's why I hold all my stuff in spot. Because if it drops down, I'm still packed. Because to be honest, guys, if you jumped all out, right? And you got in on this 20% correction, I'm just throwing out numbers, right? But if you got in on a sizable correction, you at best up your bags 20%. But if it goes the opposite way, you lost out all of your bags completely. So if you're going to take any profits, take some profits around here, maybe. Buy on an extreme discount at some point. But I'm not going to be as confident to say that I'm getting all in, all out. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of packing bags, holding them for the long duration. You should have been, if you wanted to really pack your bags, you should have been doing that when Bitcoin was 17K. That's how you need to think about this. At the point of which no one's believing in crypto is the point you need to believe in crypto. At the point everyone's hopeful and believing in crypto is the point you need to be skeptical about crypto. But yeah, I mean, the time to pack the bags was 2022. I mean, yeah, 2022, early 2023. Now we're pretty extended, right? So this is when everyone's trying to be hopeful that they get a small correction. But Bitcoin's already risen up from the point of which we should have been accumulating already almost 200%. You know? So what I'm trying to say to you is you might be able to get a couple bags, maybe, you know, but this shouldn't be your like loading up time. I know you guys have been engaged for the whole duration of this bear market. So if this is your first bear market, now you know the next time what you should be doing. But like, that's why I'm not too greedy about grabbing a whole bunch of coins. It's like, I got what I want. I got what I need. I'm good. For people, it's good. Bro, if you get a chance on your personal time, check out the growth chart for sure. I'll check it out. What are other meme coins on Hedera? And what's a DEX on Hedera? Where do you do your trading on Hedera? I don't know. Be interesting. Loaded up during bear. Now out of fiat. Happens. I mean, unless you're the Federal Reserve, you always run out of fiat at some point. You know? It is what it is. You know, like the first best thing to do in a dip. I mean, you know, if you believe in the 4-year cycle and cycles in general on crypto, the first best thing to do is to buy the dip. The second best thing to do is to hold your bags of what you have, right? Like to be involved in the move is the most important thing. If you get in on like a 20% dip, not that big a deal because this thing is going to go up so much when the time is right. Who cares? It doesn't matter. And that's why I always tell you to zoom out. You know, like you could always maximize a little more. You could always play it a little better. But the whole point is that you profit. That's all you care about, right? Like, who cares if you left 10% on the table? If you get 90 to 80% to 70% to 50% to 60%, that's still life-changing. You know? That's still a big deal. That's still something you could not do in such a short amount of time in any other market. You know? So, count your blessings, man. Saucer Swap is the biggest DEX. Oh, is that sauce? Is that what you guys are telling me? Sauce token, is that its thing? Cool. And have you guys had like any bridge connections to like other ecosystems, or is it still mainly people in Hedera trading on Hedera? That's cool, man. I mean, I still got my HBAR bag, so it's probably good to start diversifying into the ecosystem. I mean, it sounds like it doesn't have much, I won't say there's less shine in terms of being exposed to other ecosystems, right? So like those are things I'm interested in. Like when the ecosystem is pretty closed off still, and it's just the community who knows the opportunities, that's when I'm like, oh, okay. So when this thing finally gets opened up, I'm already positioned. I'm always trying to be like ahead. If things are too well known, I'm like a little skeptical about it. For people, Saucer Swap is a DEX on Hedera, and Hashpack is a good wallet to use. Hashpack. Is that a non-custodial? I only do non-custodials. But let's go back to the Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin, but we can go to CoinMarketCap real quick. Biggest gainers in 24 hours. Chainlink. Chainlink doing it. This thing is, man. Chainlink has really been a winner. This thing pumped up when? In October. This is one of the first things to pop off. I think Bitcoin Cash popped off a little before that in July. But this thing has been holding steady support. And now it's popping up to 17 cents. Its lowest point was $5. Sheesh. Yeah, I think Chainlink's going to be strong this coming cycle. And to me, that suggests that DeFi is going to make a big comeback. A lot of people think DeFi summer 2020 was just a fad. It is not a fad. People want yield. They want yield on their crypto. They're not, yeah, cool. They want store of value. They're going to stay in Bitcoin. But everything else, they want to get yield on it because that's the way traditional finance works, right? So Chainlink make DeFi possible. Chainlink's coming back with a vengeance. I think DeFi is going to follow it. So we'll see about that. What else is popping? Pith, another oracle. See, DeFi oracles. They start popping out first. That's giving you guys it's a canary in the coal mine that DeFi is going to be a thing. So if you guys haven't I like to buy up DEXs. I mean, when I saw DeFi Summer 2020, I'll put you guys on game right now. One of the strategies, I was in a what was it, Binance Smart Chain group on Telegram, and their strategy was basically getting early to DEX plays, right? They'd get onto the DEX that just launched, and then they would deposit liquidity there, and they would get very attractive yields from that liquidity staking, and then they would take that yield that they threw off, and then they would put that free money into newly deployed tokens and ecosystem. And, you know, basically there's like bots that you can set up that lets you know when something deploys. And as soon as it deploys, bang, they jump into it, it blow up, they pull, like, and just move it around like that. But you don't have to do that. But all I'm saying is, if you're early to DEXs, we've seen with PancakeSwap, Bunny, you know, they had a horrible collapse. But in their prime time, that strategy was hugely profitable. So being early to DeFi plays is something that has been prolifically profitable in the past. And I think that may be coming back around. I'll just show you guys Bunny real quick. Well, this looks like a bag of milk, right? But if you were to get into Bunny and be staking, because this happened, what? Yeah, this was a hack actually. But if you were staking and able to distribute that money that you got from your staked tokens and it ran up like this, it's a lot of money. Another better example without the horrible looking chart is PancakeSwap. Oh, cake, right? Cake. Right? If you were staking this most of this duration, you're getting coins at around 30, 20 something cents. At the height of Cake was like $42. That's a lot of money for some free yield. Another one, Sushi Swap. And this is why I like DEXs. We'll see if it plays out the same way. You'd be collecting 70 cents, 50 cents. The longer you stake, the more you get. The height of Sushi Swap, $22. 70 cents to $22. I mean, look at Uni. That's probably the most famous DEX. One of the first. Especially the first with an airdrop. People who are staking were getting Uni for $1, $2, $3, $4. At the height, $40. So that's like 10x. Depending on when you got it, 20x. Interesting. So I wouldn't count DeFi out. I mean, it's shown to be very profitable in the past. My HBAR bags are so heavy, I don't even need to hit the gym. Oh, you always need to hit the gym. How are you going to carry it, man? You gotta carry it strong. Any thoughts on Loopring DEX? What is Loopring doing? What the hell is a ticker? I can't remember all these tickers. Is it Ring? Is it Loop? Let me know what the ticker is. It's not showing up. My bad. Hit me with the ticker. But Loopring, I think, I forget like what makes it different, but yeah, I mean, to be honest, guys, I think DEXs are going to be hot in every ecosystem because I think everyone's getting tired of these freaking KYCs, all these like things you need to do, you know, compliance things. It's just getting more and more difficult to operate in crypto without Uncle Sam looking down your shorts, you know? So I think DEXs are going to be a big thing moving into the future. LRC, my bad. So many tickers, man. Do they have like single coin staking? Typically, I like to do single coin staking so I don't have to suffer the impermanent loss that occurs from a dual token farm. But yeah, I mean, at the height, I mean, Loopring's been around for a long time. 2017, at its height, it hit $3.20. Right now, it's currently at 23 cents. So that's another 10x. You know, like DEX coins, I think when they pump, they're pumping. And if you really staked for a long time, that's a lot of money. But we'll see. Doing similar with Celestia and Kepler. Also Atom in Oasis. Yeah. Yeah. You know, like I saw DeFi Summer happen and I was like, oh my goodness. Like if I got into this sooner, there could have been so much. Like some people got stupid rich from DeFi summer. So I'm going to bank on the fact that it wasn't a one-time. I'm going to bank on the theory that it wasn't a one-time occurrence. And with Oracle starting to pump up again, showing strength, especially like new ones like Pith, I think DeFi is not done. You know, in DIY investing, I listened to him. He was saying that he believes the same thing. Maybe I could look at the DeFi market cap. Total DeFi market cap, yeah. That'd be good to look at. Okay, so basically, it was around 2017. Which DEX? But basically, look, guys, like, this thing ran up in 2020 to 2021, approximately down 9,000% in market cap. Since that top in November 2021, it's corrected to its low about 83%. Right now, it's recovered some, and we're sitting at about 62% down. This is the log chart. If I went back to regular, it'd look ridiculous. Right? But if you guys remember this structure right here, this happens a lot. It's like a big drop down and then a big run up. This structure, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a cursive D. It happens a lot before exponential moves. And this happened on the whole market cap of DeFi. If we're sitting on the weekly, the RSI is showing that we're overbought. Like I said, just like I showed you on the altcoin market cap. Probably going to have some kind of correction coming down here. But after that correction occurs, and it comes back and sits down around, what is this priced in? This million or billion? I don't even know. Down to this level, there isn't that much resistance all the way up until like 120 billion. Yeah, it's been billions. And that's a 105% increase. Let alone, we'll probably have some resistance somewhere around here, but then let alone go into all-time highs. And because this is basically higher lows, see how that goes? Let me do a little drawing. I haven't drawn it yet, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's better on log. Okay, things get all crazy when you switch between. But you basically know what I'm saying. This thing has higher lows. It's obviously moving on a trend line. There's not a lot of resistance up until back here. So I think there's going to be a big pump in decentralized finance at some point. Because, I mean, you know, we got like BlackRock and all these hedge funds in here. And I'm not saying they're exactly going to do this, but think about it. Like, Wall Street loves yield. They like to get yield. And I mean, it's cool that they have all these funds, right? But like, basically, Bitcoin's not earning them anything. And they have, investors to answer to and board members and stuff. And they got to hit goals and deadlines and stuff. And sometimes crypto takes a while to take off. They might dip their foot in a little DeFi is all I'm saying. 8 people. Bank Social just moved from BNB to Hedera Network. Bank Social? Interesting. What do you think of Monero XMR holding strong lately? I love Monero. I love it. I think it's the best privacy coin. But it's hated, right, by the world because it's the best privacy coin. And they know it. I mean, the IRS put out a bounty on Monero to see if people could crack his ring signatures. I don't think anyone's done it yet, but out of all the privacy coins, IRS coming after Monero because Monero actually does what it's supposed to do, right? And a lot of people, I don't know if you guys know, that got into crypto early on, especially me, we were told that Bitcoin was anonymous transactions. That's not the case. So, like, I watched that narrative shift for like, wait a minute. You told me they couldn't figure it out, but they can. So that's why a lot of the Monero community, I think they're pretty crypto purists. You can say what you want about them ethically, but not everyone that uses Monero is a criminal. Some people just really take their privacy seriously, right? So basically, A lot of people say Monero is what Bitcoin was supposed to be, right? Peer-to-peer cash that can be used for goods and services that maintains your financial privacy. So at the end of the day, I think Monero is going to be a big player in the space. It just might not be like sanctioned, right? There's always going to be people who are going to be dealing between themselves and take Monero and just going to do commerce between themselves. And I think that'll continue to happen. And the more and more weird the world gets, and the more and more governments want to get all up in your business, I think the higher Monero is going to get. You just might not be able to go use it at Macy's or whatever. Is Macy's even around? I don't even know, man. I don't go to malls that much. But you know what I'm saying. Which stablecoin do you think is better, USDT or USDC? I mean, honestly, I think USDC. But I have both, you know. But I think USDC from the standpoint that that's kind of like what has been blessed, right? I mean, Coinbase. You go to Coinbase and use USDC, they don't charge these fees for cashing out in USDC. They do charge on USDT, right? Coinbase is a United States incorporated business. USDC, I think, was set up. Well, so if you go on like crypto job sites, you'll see that Circle is hiring like crazy, like thousands of jobs, like lots of them, right? So that makes me think that like, why would they scale up to that meaningful amount? Why would they do that? There's obviously something cooking behind the counter, right? So I think USDC is going to be the coin. And when you think about it, the ticker's perfect, US dollar coin. I just think it's going to be adopted by the United States government at some point, because that's typically what governments do. I used to work in defense contracting, and like I wasn't like working in the government specifically, but we get contracts and I would have to like award stuff to people. And that's what the government does. They have a bunch of people build something. They see which one they like the most, and then they adopt it as their own. They go buy the IP, and then it's theirs. You know, so I think that's what's going to happen with like these cryptos too. Why would they start from scratch, man? The United States government has a huge history of using the private sector to develop their things. That's what they do. You know, so I think USD dollar coin is set up to be that. And USDT is definitely not going to be that, because USDT is more of like a international thing, right? But let me tell you, because USDC is largely ran on like Ethereum, and that's the biggest source of liquidity, Ethereum's an account-based system, and there's been situations in the past where the government has frozen funds from certain accounts. You know how it goes, though. Even if they were criminals or whatever, you know how it is. They have the ability. And then over time, they start expanding that ability and expanding that threshold to apply to non-criminals and people who don't pay their taxes and people who do something annoying and people who say something. You know, you can't really trust it because they always overstep their power. But if you're looking from like just what they're going to adopt standpoint, USDC. 9 people, what's up? What's the biggest losers? FTX. Dang. Well, what's up with it? I haven't looked at the price. Show a little life. That's a big increase too if that ever happens. But you guys do know that they have been talking about bringing back FTX, the exchange, rebooting it. I mean, didn't it get bought by someone? Pretty sure it did. You know, so $1, $2, all the way to $20. That's a 10x right away. I mean, all these things are pretty risky, though. I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm telling you what's possible. Conflux, Jupiter, Sats, Ordi, Thorchain, Avalanche, Aave. Everything's down. Up, Celestia. Mina. Mina's been killing it. Interesting. On a 7-day, Sui, 30% up. Jupiter. The hell is Jupiter? You guys know what Jupiter is? Wow. Well, this thing just dropped like a rock. What is this? You guys know what this is? It's Solana. I can't keep up. But you know. Do you think Solana will overtake Ethereum next bull? No. Who's saying that? Like, overtake. It's not really a competition like that, man. Like, I don't know why people think in terms of like, oh, this is gonna beat this. It's like they can exist together. I mean, look, Ethereum has had so much adoption, especially if Ethereum is the second ETF to come through. You know, like, yeah, it's probably the second ETF. You know, like Solana's probably a little bit away from that, and yeah, there's so much liquidity on ETH. There's so much money that's been on ETH. There's so many supporters of ETH. There's so many probably politicians that own ETH that I don't see ETH fully collapsing. It probably will lose some dominance. That's actually a probably good thing we can look at. Let's look at the Ethereum dominance chart. In fact, I think we looked at it before, and it was suggesting that. Sorry, I can't talk and type. It's a problem of mine. Yeah, so this is Ethereum dominance on the weekly, right? So 2017 all the way to 2019, Ethereum lost dominance. I mean, to be honest, this is when the broader market, the broader altcoin season happened, and that's typically what happens, right? Money goes from Bitcoin to Ethereum, and then leaves Ethereum and goes into all the ERC20 tokens and other ecosystems that were around. There wasn't that many around back then. Now there's way more. From 2019 all the way to 2021, Ethereum gained in dominance, and then it's kind of been going sideways ever since, right? But what tells me that I think we're going to see some weakness in Ethereum after, you know, obviously it's probably going to be a bigger pump up, maybe back to this level or so. But I see kind of like an M structure forming here. M's are typically formations of weakness. W's are typically formations of accumulation, right? I'm not seeing too much accumulating happening. I'm seeing more weakness happening on the roundedness of these structures. So we're probably going to see another dump in Ethereum at some point. Now, it doesn't mean Ethereum's not going to do well. That just means that more money is going to start flushing into other ecosystems, which would support you saying that, you know, Solana can like maybe make some progress towards ETH's market cap, but I don't think it's going to overtake it. I think ETH is pretty well situated. I think the one thing that will destroy ETH is ETH. I've always said this. I think everyone comes out saying this is the next ETH killer. This is the next ETH killer. You know how many ETH killers there have been? I've lost track. But I've always said the biggest ETH killer is ETH. Like, if ETH does not perform technically, if ETH continues to charge people hundreds of dollars for simple transactions on gas, if ETH continues to do these things and not make it usable, ETH will be its own ETH killer. But I don't really see someone coming through and just like manhandling ETH, like technically. It's going to have to be ETH doing it itself. And you know what? It's not out of the realm of possibility. They said today that they want to they won't relaunch, but VC investors will be made whole. Oh, you're talking about FTX? Yeah. I mean, they need to make them whole. I mean, that's better for the space in general. You know, but I think they will relaunch. You know, because if I were them, I would keep a bag of crypto. They probably do have some crypto. Because from what I heard, Sam Bankman-Fried, he had a bunch of insurance, what do you call it, plans that we didn't know about. So I think a lot of this money is coming from insurance money, right? And I don't think they're totally liquidated from all their crypto holdings. And at some point, crypto is going to go up so high, everyone who is in trouble now, all of a sudden isn't anymore. That's the crypto bailout, right? What happened to Sam Bankman-Fried? I don't know. Let's see what the most recent article says about him. What the heck? Okay, let's read this. The Australian Financial Review. Log in. I ain't logging in. What the heck? Remember when news used to be free on the internet? I hate all this crap. I gotta pay for everything. What the hell? Okay. I don't know. Let's look at FTX instead. How you guys been? Thursday's okay? I'm glad. Oh, Crypto News said they're not restarting its operations. Let's learn. Let's learn together. Andrew, FTX's lawyer, has finally come clean about where the company is headed. Andrew said, I'm not going to say the name. Blast it. I can't say that. I expect me to say that. Has said that while plans to repay former customers are in the pipeline, the company is less likely to restart its operations. He said that the management anticipates sufficient funds to fully pay customers and creditors. This statement brings the speculation to a full point, especially that those who bought into the idea of FTX's comeback. It was in June when the chief executive officer, John Ray III, fancy, said that the company had begun the process of rebooting the exchange platform. It was believed that FTX would be rebranded as a part of the restart. Simply put, the plans to restart FTX have been abandoned while the company is committed to paying its customers and creditors back all the money it owes. Plans to reboot the platform have been dropped, citing less interest from creditors in reviving the company. Andrew said that it's disappointing to know that the company has valuable customer data and information to monetize, but no investor is ready to commit the kind of capital that it would need to restart the platform. The lawyer called this is a watershed moment, adding that all the necessary disclosures will be filed in February. It will include details about claims and payments. Not many customers are excited about the development, though. This comes to light as settlements are being done effectively from the date when petitions were filed. Customers and creditors believe that it is not the actual value of their payment considering the time when they started. Many claims have actually fallen dramatically in value. The FTX crisis started when the company filed for bankruptcy in late 2022. The court case against Sam Bankman-Fried served as fuel for it. He was the CEO of the company at that point, and the court had found him guilty of defrauding lenders, customers, and investors in the company. The arrest of Sam Bankman-Fried triggered a ripple effect in the crypto sphere. It started with BTC losing its momentum and then spread across other tokens, including but not limited to ETH and Sol. SBF was once termed a genius. Many assumed that he would change the course of the crypto sphere with the giant platform. Both ended up falling to the ground, especially SBF, and he was found guilty of all the charges mentioned. FTX's recent development comes days after the court ruled that an independent examiner must investigate the company. It is now up to the U.S. Bankruptcy Court to appoint an independent examiner who will be tasked with studying FTX. The ruling has come from the Third Circuit Court of Appeals in Philadelphia, and it dates back to this Friday. The step was taken only after investigations by CEO John Ray III was found insufficient. Scrap that. They're not restarting. But it's good that, I think the most important part is that they're going to repay lenders and the people they owe money to. Because that's who's going to reflate the crypto market. Just because they got caught up in this FTX thing, I don't think changes their mind that crypto is what, they see it being in the future, right? So as long as they get their money back, that's a lot of people that could redeploy money back in an ecosystem. They probably have some reservations in doing so because they got so caught up in all this. But whatever. I mean, you could live in fear, or you could just miss out on all those crypto gains once it does go up. And I think they are going to, have a come to Jesus moment and figure out that, you can't avoid all risk, or else you're not going to make any profit. But that's what happened to FTX. I mean, I'm assuming Sammy Boy is still in jail where he belongs. But yeah, I mean, I heard some mention about him being a revolving door for giving money to like the Democratic Party. I'm not sure about that though. I mean, I never saw any conclusive evidence of that. Because if there was conclusive evidence of that, then that would have some huge political ramifications that I just haven't seen come through. So who knows? Who knows? But yeah, guys, I mean, to be honest, we have some down, but guys, you shouldn't be tripping about this down day. This is not a bad down day at all. I mean, the biggest down we have is 13% on FTX. That's not that bad. Versus 90% down, this is not that bad. Do you expect the altcoin top in 2024 or 2025? I think there's going to be a large increase in value. What's that? In altcoins in 2024. Will that be the top? I don't know. Like, we haven't looked at Bitcoin dominance yet. Let's do it. Oh, not that one. What the hell? My bad. There we go. So I say I'm not sure because this is what could play out, right? We could like come down here, 2024, to like 39% and catch a bounce. And it could rise up a little bit, 2025, and then drop down again through. It could just break all the way through, like bang. I mean, I don't really expect that to happen. I am expecting a bounce. But basically what you're asking is like, how long is this cycle going to be? And that's a good question. I think that's a great question. I have a feeling that, I mean, it could go into both years, 2024 and 2025. But then again, it's like, how far into 2025? Because even the 2017 cycle went marginally into 2017 cycle went marginally into 2018, right? I think it ended around February 2018. So how far into it, I'm not quite sure. It's hard to say. I think different altcoins will top at different times, though. This is not 2017 again, right? Like back in 2017, that was a whole different ball game. And the reason I say that is because there was basically no uncorrelation. Everything was correlated. Bitcoin go up, altcoins go up, everything go up. Yay, yay, Moon Boy, Lambo, yeah, BitConnect. We didn't see that again in 2021. We saw things get uncorrelated. We saw some things not move at all. We saw some things move a lot, right? So like, I don't think we should think in terms of all altcoins will peak at the same time every time, because that's not what the trend has been showing. If anything, the trend has been showing that altcoins are becoming more and more uncorrelated from each other. And that's what you would expect from a maturing market, wouldn't you? The more people get educated about crypto, they understand that not everything's a Bitcoin. In 2014, everyone's like, oh, like, I bought this Bitcoins and this Bitcoin. And it's like, you don't even understand the term Bitcoin. Like, Bitcoin's a certain crypto. You're just using Bitcoin as a usable term for crypto. Like, people are getting smarter now. Now they know the difference between like, oh, proof of stake, proof of work. Oh, there's Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now they're smart enough to know that there's differences between these coins. And while a lot of the new people won't, more and more people are understanding that. And the proof is in the pudding. We're seeing that with the price movements being different. So I expect the top in the first 3 months of 2025. Yeah. A lot of the gains, like I said, will probably be occurring in 2024. There'll probably be some afterburner effect in 2025. But, like, it's risky trying to catch the top, you know. So I would sell along the way. You know, you won't catch the top. It's okay. No one does. Only a few people catch the top. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, like if I'm anything to you guys, like because I like you guys, hopefully you like me, I want you to benefit, right? I want you to use the money and like not get stuck with like I could have got this or that, or like I don't want you to get all greedy, right? Like I'm telling you, you're gonna get greedy, and you need to fight against that. And you're not, and you shouldn't be like crying over spilt milk. Like what's 90% profit to 80%? Like if you don't capture 20%, it's still a whole bunch of money you didn't have, you know. And that's the best way to invest. It's the most healthy way to invest. You know, you can't be kicking yourself because you're not gonna do it perfect. No one ever does. Even pros don't even know what's going on in this space when they come from other sectors, right? So like if you get a large majority of the move, win. You're a winner. You're a legend. What are your plans if you make it? Will you still work? Oh yeah, man. I'm young. I'm always going to do something. Always going to be doing something. And I think that's important for people to always be doing something now. You don't have to be like working like a desk job you hate. But I think always moving forward is important for the human spirit. You know, I think it makes us expand and grow. Especially like what you should do with this money if you're a young person is look for ways to like maybe start some kind of business, start something that also throws off cash, because I'll tell you what, like while there might be a lot of money for our minds right now, everything will get much more expensive in the future. So much more expensive. Like what people said you need, like what was the amount, like $2 million to retire comfortably or secure your lifestyle. It's going to be more. It's going to be more because the fiat Ponzi system is just going to go up. And knowing that, like, I don't know if a lot of people in my generation have the option to be standing still for a large majority of the time. I don't plan to though. But like, there's things I would like to do in terms of like diversifying my income, right? Because crypto is a very hot or cold market. I'm just going to be frank, you know. It's very hot or cold, right? So like you got to have things that sustain you in between the blow off tops. So what's another way you can make money that's not really dependent upon crypto? It makes you more resilient. It makes you be able to get to the next cycle. You start playing some defense like that. But yeah, but beyond that, if you're not going to buy like start a business or anything like that, I think securing your living situation is very important, right? I think that housing, for the most part, while there might be a correction along the way, the long-term trajectory of housing is up and to the right. Just things that secure your life, that kind of reduce on your expenses, because I think expenses in the long run are going to get much, much more expensive, and it's very sad to say, but that's the life in which we live. You ever feel like meme coins act as distractions from real value plays? Just thinking out loud. Yeah. They could be, right? But like, I'll tell you what, Road Dog, like most of my holdings are value plays. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that meme coins can't be profitable. Like when you look at the charts on meme coins, if you look at Doge, if you look at SHIB, if you look at anything like that, it's very strong up, comes down, because like anything that isn't built on value is like a flash in the pan. But that flash could be very profitable. So if you treat it for what it is, you know, you buy it, it goes up real fast, you sell it, you're not holding on to it like as if it was a value play. I think there's room in portfolios for that too. You know what I mean? If you're all in the meme coins, maybe that's not smart either. Maybe you should get into value plays. You know, but like I don't think everyone needs to be 100% of value plays, because I used to be like a meme coin hater, man. I'm going to be straight up. I used to not understand the value of meme coins. I used to think it was just like not smart to be in. But hey, I'm a living, breathing, learning individual, and I see a lot of people have made a lot of money off Doge. A lot of people made a lot of money off SHIB, Pepe. Like So like, I'm not gonna sit here and just keep my stubborn old person ways. You know, I'm gonna like, hey, you know what? That's why I talk about the meme coin portfolio. You don't gotta bet the farm, guys. You don't want to bet the farm on a meme coin. That's not smart. But you can have some meme coins, and it doesn't take a lot of money in a meme coin portfolio to make a lot of money. That's the beautiful thing about meme coins. You could invest a little bit at the right time, stand to make a lot. And that's called asymmetric risk. But I hear what you're saying. Like, yo, you're not gonna see me sit all up in like bonk. Sorry, I'm not that kind of dude. I got all notifications on, but somehow your stream don't pop up for me. Dang. Because I be spitting the truth, man. Spitting the truth. The world hates the truth. I hope we actually use crypto as money and get away from fiat. That was the whole point of crypto. Yeah, but you know, when the Bitcoin white paper came out, it talked about needing digital cash. But we all knew that banks weren't just going to let that happen. Bitcoin wasn't going to show up and banks were like, oh, cool. We're just going to like exit now because we are not needed now. Like, you know, the banks were going to fight. And this whole process between 2009 to now has been the process of banks fighting, governments fighting. Because what does crypto ultimately do, man? It takes the money and the power of the money creation rights away from the governments. And I talked about this before about how, well, I didn't talk about this before. Maybe I have. But basically, the rights to issue money has been changing hands from this sector to this sector to this sector. Back in the day in feudalism, it used to be like kings and monarchs. They would have like most of the gold. They would stamp the gold, and then that coin could be used within the kingdom or whatever of that monarch or king, right? That transition, the king and the monarchs transition that power over to these entities called governments. Governments now have it, right? They're trying to stop the transition of that right of creating money from governments to like decentralized systems. They don't want that to happen because whoever owns that right basically controls money within itself and is the most powerful thing on the earth. It controls all the resources of the earth. So to think that they were just going to hand that over, that's a little naive, right? So I think ultimately it's going to get to that point where they will no longer control the issuance of money because people will understand that it's basic consensus they make up in their mind of what we accept and don't accept. But it's going to be a process, you know? And while that process is playing out, we have to buy things and exist in this world, right? We still have to pay our taxes in fiat. I mean, a lot of things don't accept crypto. We still got to pay fiat in those, right? But ultimately, at the end of the day, we will be there. We will. FTX was a meme pump and dump, LOL. It got a lot of people. It sucked in a whole bunch of celebrities. Who was it? Steph Curry. Some other people. Man, it caught a lot of people. That was insane. Craig Wright is not Satoshi Nakamoto. Hey, there's a court case going on starting Monday on that, though. And, you know, a lot of people are saying that Satoshi Legacy wallet recently received 29.6 Bitcoin. Someone sent that to it. And some people, I've been following some YouTubers who are talking about that regarding what potentially that could mean. And they're saying maybe Craig intends to sign something or do something with it in court. Now, I don't know. Look, I don't know. I keep everything on the table, right? What? That would turn the whole crypto landscape upside down if Craig was determined to be Satoshi. Now, I don't know if he really is. But if the court determines him that he has a claim on it, oh my goodness. That's going to be crazy. And you know what? That would make a lot of sense why Bitcoin dominance would lose something so, like, market cap so much. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen. But holy smokes. That is something no one would see coming. Easy E, unfollow Dub, and follow again. May fix, I hope. FTX bankruptcy smells fishy, in my opinion. It is. It is fishy. It's very fishy. The whole FTX thing is fishy. It's all fishy. Like I said, in 2017, 2018, the thing to pull all the market down was China and India and all these people coming out. All, not people, but governments coming out at the exact same time saying crypto's outlawed in our country. And that caused a whole bunch of FUD, and it caused everything to collapse. In 2021, the thing that pulled everything down was the FTX bankruptcy and everyone going bankrupt. Oh, don't you think it's funny at the exact same time everything it all seems to coincide so perfectly. It almost seems coordinated. That's what I'm saying. Every single cycle, there's some kind of coordinated mass news that causes all this FUD. Because guys, think about it from a government perspective. If they let crypto reach its real potential, that really means all the fiats of the world get crushed to death. They don't exist anymore. They don't matter anymore. No one wants them anymore. And that means all the governments of the world, no matter, are no longer relevant. So it makes a lot of sense that, oh yeah, they'll slowly eke us into this system, slowly, but they'll manage it. They'll manage pumps, they'll manage dumps as they transition us over. But if it happens like unbridledly, like just crazy, like chaotically, just goes violently up, that's going to make people's minds open. I'm like, what? How is this thing that doesn't exist so much money? Like, this thing is more than my paycheck. Like, I made more money. That's what happened to me, man. Like, I saw crypto go up so high in 2017, it ruined money for me. I bought ETH at $85, and then it went up to $1,400. And I was just sitting there, like, on my counter like this. And I was like, what? Why am I working so hard? Like, that was the first time in my life I saw money come so easy. And I said, wait, money doesn't have to be hard to make? Like, you don't want everyone in the world having that epiphany. Because once they have that epiphany, they're going to stop participating in the system. And I think that's really what it's about. It's like a mental control that they're trying to facilitate. Because they know they can't stop crypto. It's never going away. The technology is known now. And if they squash one coin, great. They got to squash 15 coins. And then they got to squash 50 coins. It's never going away. So the best they can do is manage the perception of it. It's all orchestrated. I mean, I think it is too. I think it's all orchestrated, man. All of a sudden, Bitcoin comes out. Never been done before. Revolutionary technology released to the world just because he's a nice guy. Yeah, right, guys. Come on. Let's get real. You think comp bullish? Comp what? Is that the ticker? Compound. Oh yeah, compound. Yeah, hey, you know what? With DeFi coming back, I think yield aggregators will be interesting. I mean, it's been bottoming for a while. I can't say it looks bullish, but I don't think yield aggregators and stuff like that and compound, like things that manage your tokens to maximize your yields, are a bad play. I would just say get into like known ones, because there's a million that pop up. Some are rugs. Some get hacked, right? So you want to get in good ones, but that's interesting. I forgot about those. You think XRP bullish? Oh yeah, I do think XRP is bullish. Actually, we looked at it last stream. It's loading. I talk about it, guys. Like, you see this right here? This portion, then pop. It looks exactly like this right here is equivalent to this right here. Look at it. It even rises up. You guys see it? It even rises up, just like the previous one that occurred between May 2017 to March 2018. Just a bigger structure. Bigger structures take longer time. So I don't know if anyone's really written XRP off, but I know it's not sexy anymore. I know people got mad because it really didn't do its thing last cycle. But if you're looking at it from a charting standpoint, a fractal standpoint, this thing looks like it's getting pretty long in the tooth. And you know how XRP moves. XRP likes to go up with a quickness. And now it no longer has the lawsuit holding it down. So I think the situation is ripe for XRP to finally do its thing. And we all know how it goes. It happened with Doge last time. Doge was really the linchpin that set everything off and got people excited about crypto and brought a lot of new people into crypto. XRP moves a lot like Doge. So whether it's a meme coin or it's XRP, I don't really care. I just want something to pop off really high that's going to get the mainstream attention. There are great opportunities in crypto to create passive income cash flow. Lots of POS networks I'm in are giving these possibilities thoughts if you play it right, even in the next bear market. Yeah, I mean, like I said, one of the ways I like to do is through DEXs, and specifically DEXs that offer single coin staking. It's hard to manage dual token models, but if you can do single coin staking, like I know Cake did single coin, there's some other ones that do single coin staking. I think that's interesting. I think that's real interesting. Throw off yield like that. I'm not a real fan of having to lock my coins in, like for some POS networks. Like I know Atom had like a unbonding period. I wasn't a big fan of that because I want my money when I want it. It's my money, you know. But if you could find something that pays pretty well, and say you just entered a bear market, you can use that time we're in the bear market to your advantage by just staking your coins. At this point, I think the bear market is coming to an end, but that's one way to weaponize time to your advantage, is to get yield. You know, but there's different ways to get yield now. You could stake POS, you could liquidity farm, you can single coin stake, and like protocols. You can put it in yield aggregators. There's lots of things you can do. I'm a fan. I'm not against it. You know, I do it. It's just, you gotta, like, the one thing is when you start yield farming with dual token models, a lot of people say, oh yeah, it's a whole bunch of APR, let me jump in. It's like, you gotta do the math because you're gonna lose money on the back end if any of your coins go up. Like, you have to insert like equal amounts of coins. And typically the more volatile the coins, the higher the APR. But if those coins move at all, and they will, you're going to probably get less capital back when you pull. You know, it's pretty complicated. So I try to, like, I don't even want to deal with that. Like I tend to just go for single coin staking stuff. And one of the best ways that I know how to take advantage of it is through DEXs, because you single coin stake the coin on the DEX, you get the DEX coin. So whatever you put in, you're able to pull out without any permanent loss. And then the DEX coin goes up in value. And that's pretty much free money that the amount you got from the DEX to deploy around the ecosystem. Or some DEXs even have launch pads within it. You know what I mean? So that's interesting. I think one ecosystem that I think is pretty interesting is Metis. I think Metis they have a big ecosystem fund. I think it's 500 billion. It's a lot of money. And it's pretty not built out yet. So you should look for like new ecosystems that have like pretty young DEXs. That's when you want to get into DEX plays and stake and stuff, is like when they're pretty young. Again, WAN Chains, it has 2 DEXs. I have both DEXs. So I'm doing that too. Just, it's hard to take advantage when the cat's out of the bag. You know, but that's just some of the ways I like to do it. It's what I've seen to be a successful model. So they have liquid staking now on Cosmos, like Stride, Persistence, and Quicksilver. For sure. Do you have to bond though to get your initial stuff back? 'Cause I'm not about bonding. Which is your favorite meme coin? Doge, SHIB, Bonk, or something other? Man, I saw Bonk long ago. I didn't pull the trigger on it. But to be honest, I think Doge is interesting. One, everyone's forgot about it, but it's the grandfather meme coin. I think Doge from the standpoint of, I don't know if you guys heard about Bitcoin ordinals, but they're doing something similar. I'm putting on game right now on Dogecoin. They're called Doginals. Super small market cap across all Doginals. I think it's 85 million across every single Doginal. They're starting to make meme coins on Dogecoin blockchain. And I think that's going to be something that's going to be interesting because Bitcoin ordinals are expensive now. Not everyone's going to be able to participate. It's getting kind of like a little... It's being prohibitive cost-wise to a lot of investors, right? And Dogecoin is interesting because it's a big brand name and it's very cheap to mint Doginals over there. So I think Dogecoin is going to get a pump at some point from that, you know? And then there's the Elon wild card if he ever uses it within the X platform. So be interesting. I also like SHIB though, because I'll show you the SHIB chart. You know, I talk about fractals, right? Just from a, like, I'm not gonna say I like SHIB, but I see something on the chart. Not financial advice, of course. So basically, SHIB in May 2021, pump up and an extended like lull period. We had her pump up and extended lull period. I'm basically saying this right here looks a lot like this, just much bigger in structure. At some point, I think SHIB's gonna turn up and do its thing. They launched Shibarium, which is its EVM compatible what do you call it? Ecosystem for Doge, I believe, right? It didn't really take off as of yet, but at some point I think it will, and SHIB is gonna be doing something. Also, they burned a lot of SHIB. They've been burning SHIB, so interesting. Pepe is another one too. I mean, there's a million other small meme coins, right? But Pepe really wasn't around in a quote unquote hardcore bull market. It came out around 2023, right? But I love the Pepe meme. So these are probably the top 3 in my opinion, obviously. I mean, yeah, you can get a meme coin and make a million bajillion bucks, but like how much risk you gotta be in? It's already a meme coin. You want to be in a super small meme coin? You could, and you could put a little money in those, right? Just for a lottery ticket. That's what it is. But I don't think you gotta get too small with these meme coins. Pith looks ready to rock it. About time. Daily and weekly charts are looking juicy. Yeah, Pith has been killing it. Pith has been doing real well for a new oracle. It just goes to show you the need around the space for oracles. What does that tell you? Everyone's trying to connect up to pricing. Everyone wants to be doing its DeFi thing. DeFi is going to be making a comeback. No shilling, just sharing. No problem. I'm betting this bull market, Doge will be above €1. I think it'll be like, okay, so when we saw Polygon take off and hit $1, it went straight to 212 or something. Like, see, when it breaks a round number, that's when people get excited. I expect Doge to go past $1, well past $1, because people are going to be that excited about it. I mean, that was the meme. Doge equal $1. What about Pepe? Yeah, we talked about Pepe, man. But that's about it, guys. I do this once a week. My name is DubDigital. I mean, twice a week, my bad. Tuesdays and Thursdays around 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure to thumbs up the video. It helps me out. Also, make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Hit the bell notification. Hit all. That should get you notifications. If not, try unsubbing and resubbing. I don't know how YouTube works. I just work here. But until next time, guys, it's been fun. Peace.